I started the DESA program myself 5 years ago, in June actually, and there was a niche at the time. There was lack of outreach services in Breckland, so I decided to set the DESA program up myself. I self-funded it for the first 15 months, and then over the last 5 years it's grown and grown. In that time we've received over 600 referrals, mainly women we support, but we do work with men. In fact, we would like more men to come forward because there is abuse within relationships with men and women, etc. So it's been a real labour of love, to be honest, because there's been a lot of work going into it to keep it going, keep it funded, and attract people to come and talk, because there is still such a stigma around domestic abuse.
In terms of the football club, how did that sort of come about?
We have a very good relationship with Breckland Council, and they've been hugely supportive of our work since we started. So for me, that's really nice to have that confidence in the local community that the council are willing to support us. So it's been a relationship that's grown, and I can't thank them enough, for the communities team especially, for giving us this opportunity today to come along and be at the ground and be involved with the Dereham Town Football Club. I think to have this message and this working together is absolutely brilliant, because very much the stigma of abuse goes on for years. You can be in a relationship for 6 months, 6 years, 20 years and never say anything. And the fact that we want to normalise it, and I think the fact that a football club, which is mainly male dominated, where unfortunately currently perpetrators are mainly male, will absolutely give out that message that abuse is not acceptable in any of its forms, and that we need to have that conversation, we need to have that education piece, and we really need to come together to make it a conversation that you would have every day, as you would any other conversation, and not to be shamed, embarrassed, or to believe that it's your fault. A lot of our clients believe it's completely their fault that they are where they are, and if they'd done things differently, it wouldn't have happened, but sadly that's not the case. Sure, so we're going to have a presence here. We're going to be able to deliver training in time and drop-ins, and hopefully training other people that can come to the club. We're also going to be working with the football club to educate the young lads about what abusive relationships are, because they're at their prime of their life, starting their adult relationships. And it will be about getting them to understand what healthy relationships are, and that abuse comes in many, many forms, and sometimes you don't even know you're being abusive, because it may be something you've seen in your own home, in your own upbringing, so you have no idea what's normal. So we're hoping that would really help break that stigma and really make that education something that we can do across the piece. Again, it's about having that conversation, watching out for us on our social media. We have a hub in Watton, which we've been in for 18 months. Sadly, with the virus, that's meant people can't come in quite like they used to, but hopefully one day we'll be back to full strength. And I think within DESA, because it's still quite small, we have a real niche in the fact that all of us are connected. I have a great team behind me of trustees, staff and fabulous volunteers as well. And we've always got lots of chats going on WhatsApp, different activities going on, book clubs, art group, which is brilliant, choir. Everything that goes on is very community based, and we're always there for each other. And I'm very lucky to have been able to get to DESA where it is today, and it's through that work with them. Well, we've been quite inventive, as many people have had to be in this circumstance, and we've popped all our stuff on Zoom. So we were lucky to get some funding from the Office of the Police Crime Commissioner to provide tablets for people that can't use or don't have laptops at home. So we've been busy getting those out into the community so that we're able to include people so they can come on a coffee morning. We're starting yoga next week online. They can come along to the art group, the coffee mornings, as I said. So we're still doing training as well. We're thinking of doing freedom programs in the evening. So it's very much about keeping the momentum going and keeping that connection. It's really key for us that people can come into the hub still. We socially distance following all of the government guidelines, but people are in crisis and they want to come in, and they have been coming in. We offer food bank vouchers, and we often have deposits of food and other bits and bobs, so people can come in and just be with us and feel safe.